Good evening, everyone, and welcome to your Wednesday virtual pub quiz with NYC Trivia League and Quiz Night America. My name is Meredith. I'm going to be your host this evening. Thank you all so much for being here. Big shout out to those of you who joined us last week for our virtual quiz, which was on an odd night of the week. But we're back into the usual groove here tonight, so hopefully that means more folks are able to join us here tonight. I appreciate those of you who played last week very much. Come on over, get signed up for tonight's game at this website. That is quiz.nyctrivialeague.com. Once you get to the website, you're going to notice that we're looking for a few basic sign-up details from you, which includes a team name, an email address, and lastly, you're going to find a little drop-down menu that asks you whether you are or are not a part of the league. Whatever your league status may be, we want you here. Maybe you're checking out the game for the first time, super casually here tonight. Great, come play with us. Or maybe you play with us every single time we bring you a new quiz and you are absolutely already in the league. Hi, I know you. Thanks for being here. Whatever your condition may be, play, please. Also, so you know, it is roughly a 10-week trivia league season. We take your top 7 scores into account, and right now it's only week 3. So if you're not signed up for the league, now's an excellent time to do so. And all that it means is that we'll keep track of your score each time you play. And at the end of the season, we'll name a regular season winner and then move on to our championship game to crown a champion of season 61. All of that aside, here's what we're doing tonight. We are going to be playing 4 rounds of trivia. Our first 3 topics are question and answer style rounds, and our fourth and final theme of the night is going to be a picture round. So, of course, that means the majority of this quiz is made up of those question and answer rounds. And here's how it's going to work. I will ask a question out loud. As I ask it, it will pop up directly on that virtual answer sheet at quiz.nyctrivialeague.com, meaning that as I ask it, you'll be able to see that question in text, enter in the response that you believe to be correct, and then make sure you click that button that says submit answers before your 20-second countdown timer expires. Yes, there is a countdown timer that accompanies each of the questions in the first 3 rounds of the game. There are going to be 10 questions per round. Always make sure you click submit answers before it's too late. Quick scenario. Let's say you've entered in a response and you decide you want to change your answer, but you still have some time left on that timer. Please go for it. Enter in an updated response. Just make sure that you click submit answers again before the countdown timer runs out. In a similar scenario, let's say you've entered something in that's spelled a little bit incorrectly. Don't sweat it. I can see what you put as your answers, and I'll do my very best to make sure that if you deserve to get a point, you get that point. If you're just joining, hello, welcome. I'm Meredith. I'm going to be your trivia host this evening. Come play with me. This is where you get signed up for the game, quiz.nyctrivialeague.com. It is a fully interactive virtual answer sheet. Enter in a team name, email address. Let us know whether you are or are not a part of the league, or get signed up for the league by saying, yeah, then suddenly you are. And perhaps your team is going to make these standings in the near future. This is after just week 2 of season 61. In that top spot right now, we have 2 for the drinks, 2 for the snacks. And rounding out that 10th spot, we've got Chi-Chi's Forever. Well done to those 2 teams and everyone else on the top 10 there. For a full listing of these standings updates so far in season 61, head on over to nyctrivialeague.com/standings. If you're just joining, come get signed up for this evening's game at quiz.nyctrivialeague.com. After we get through the first 3 categories, those question and answer style rounds, we are going to close out tonight's game with a picture round. The picture round is structured differently than our first 3 categories of the evening, so I'm going to wait until we get to that point of the game to walk you through it in full detail. Stay tuned for more. Before we dive into round number one, I do have two simple rules that I kindly ask that you all abide by here tonight. Rule number one, the most important rule of trivia: there is no cheating in this game. Don't look the answers up. I know you could. We all could. That's not the point. Play fairly, keep it fun for yourself and for everybody else. Rule number two, please refrain from giving away the answers in the chat. I love hearing from you all in the chat, so please feel free to keep things active over there. Just refrain from spoiling things for other people. Okay, let's do it. We're going to get into our first category of the evening. This is your last chance to get signed up before we start the game. So come on down to quiz.nyctrivialeague.com, and you are going to be joining these 45 fabulous trivia teams. From our first team to get signed up, Cuatro Gatos, down to our most recent team to join us, the Mountaineer. Welcome to those two teams and every team in between. Let's get to it. Round one tonight is in the category of hold a candle. Candle being our keyword in this first round. Hold that candle. Round one, question number one. What essential oil obtained from the leaves of lemongrass is used in outdoor candles to repel insects? That essential oil that comes from lemongrass, you likely know better as citronella, is your correct answer for number one. Question number two. What artist's 2011 song Birthday Cake features the lyrics, "Can't wait to blow my candles out"? That song Birthday Cake is by Rihanna, is your correct answer. Rihanna, how'd you do? 34% got it right. A tricky one. Let's see, 17 teams put Rihanna. Question number three. A meme in 2020 observed that when there was an uptick in negative reviews of scented candles from what Massachusetts headquartered candle company, it was an indicator of a surge of COVID-19 cases. Scientists looked into it, correlated data, and turns out It was true. It matched up that when reviews were bad for Yankee candles, that meant that COVID was surging or about to surge. Well done. 84% of you knew Yankee candle was the correct answer. Question 4. From the Latin words for lacking reactivity, what sort of wax derived from petroleum creates candles that burn more reliably and are cheaper to produce than tallow candles? Name that sort of wax. The sort of wax that comes from petroleum. You've probably heard the name, even if you didn't know it was the answer. It's paraffin wax. Paraffin. How'd you do? 54% got it right. On to our fifth question in this Hold a Candle themed round. The 2017 live action version of Disney's Beauty and the Beast features what actor who has won an Emmy for the miniseries Halston? And he played the voice of the candelabra Lumiere. Name that actor. Oh no! Thank you. I didn't know you couldn't hear me. She sings, Would You Light My Candle? It is the character Mimi. Mimi, your correct response for number 6. Question number 7. What shared last name of actor Kyle and author Raymond traditionally means candle maker? Actor Kyle, author Raymond, Matthew Perry's character on Friends. A candle maker is a chandler. Your correct response for number 7. Question number 8. The Oscar nominated song Candle on the Water was from the soundtrack of what 1977 movie featuring a central character named Elliot? That character, Elliot, not a kid played by Henry Thomas, but rather a dragon named Elliot by a kid named Pete. It's Pete's dragon that featured the song Candle on the Water. A tough one. Well done to that 26% of you who remember Pete's dragon. Question 9. What 1975 Stanley Kubrick movie about a social climbing 18th century Irish rogue features many scenes shot entirely by candlelight? That Stanley Kubrick movie described is the movie Barry Lyndon. Your correct response for number 9. And we have one more question in this Hold a Candle themed round. Here it is, number 10. What actress and model who is the author of 3 cookbooks has a cooking website called Cravings that features her own line of cookware and a branded tangy tomato scented candle? That website, Cravings, is created by Chrissy Teigen or Teigen. How'd you do? 76% of you got it right. And perhaps that's due to your great knowledge or that you follow me on Instagram at Trivia Meredith, where I give away a hint every single time we bring you a new quiz. If you don't do so already, I encourage you to follow me at Trivia Meredith. Your next quiz coming up 1 week from today for our next game, which is going to be Wednesday, the 29th of January. Hope that you will join us for our next quiz. That does bring us to the end of our first category of the evening. Let's check in with our standings thus far, see how it's going for you all for our top teams. Right now, we've got a big tie in 6th place with 9 points apiece. The Helsinki Syndrome, the Quislamic State, the Teutonic Titwillows, Team 570, 8 and Team 578. And tied for the lead right now, perfect scores 10 for 10. We have the Mountaineer, We Drink and We Know Things 12, 17, and 69, and 2 for the drinks, 2 for the snacks. The usual suspects up there. Well done to all of you. We've got so much game left to go. Before we get into round number 2, we do private events and we would absolutely love to work with you. So if you're looking for a way to spice up your next celebration, reach out to me, Meredith at nyctrivialeague.com, and we'll get that conversation going. We are happy to bring you a customizable trivia game in person or virtually for a corporate event or maybe for something very personal to you. Reach out to me. Can't wait to hear from you. Meredith at nyctrivialeague.com. Our second category tonight, we're talking all about spelling. Oh, the dreaded spelling category. Good news for you all. You don't actually have to spell things correctly in this round. I mean, do your best as always, but it's not a spelling bee sort of round. It is questions about the word spelling, as well as things related to the act of spelling. Let's do it. Round 2. Question 1. Amongst the New York Times games is the daily word puzzle Spelling Bee, which involves making words with a set of letters in a honeycomb shape. What word pops up if you manage to create a word that uses all of the given letters at least once? If you manage to put together a word that uses all of the letters at least once, the word that means that pops up, which is pangram. Pangram, your correct response. If you put spangram, you probably play their other game, Strands. And they call those spangrams. Question 2. What actor, who would go on to star in the TV series Modern Family, portrayed the character Leaf Coney Bear in the Broadway musical, the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee? The Modern Family actor who played Leaf Coney Bear in Spelling Bee on Broadway. It's Jesse Tyler Ferguson, Mitchell Pritchett. Well done. 42% of you got it right. Question 3. The children's book series The Berenstain Bears is often misremembered as having been spelled with an E as the Berenstein Bears. This is an example of what effect? Named because this leader is often misremembered as having died in prison in the 1980s. people collectively misremembering something is called the Mandela effect. Mandela effect. Well done. 78% of you got it right. Question 4. What Cincinnati based broadcasting company, that is the second largest operator of ABC affiliates, acquired the rights to the National Spelling Bee in 1941? That broadcasting company is better known as the EW Scripps Company, giving us the Scripps National Spelling Bee. You knew it. 48% of you, almost half. Well done. Question 5. In 1962, the first of what NASA planetary exploration probes with a nautical sounding name veered off course soon after launch due to a typo in the guidance equations? This probe was meant to head towards Venus to gather some intel. That is the Mariner probe, Mariner 1 to be precise. 36% of you got that right. Question number 6. Storytelling is the name of the 2008 best-selling celebrity memoir written by what actress? She's been in a lot of things with punny versions of her name. She was on a TV show called Notorious. It's Tori Spelling who wrote Storytelling. 82% of you got that one right. On to question number 7. In 1870, a German chemist omitted a decimal point when listing the iron content of what vegetable, leading people to believe it was extremely iron rich. This belief permeated the culture to the point that even a certain cartoon character ate it for super strength. It wasn't until 1937 that they reopened this initial posting about the iron content of spinach and realized that it was extremely overblown. 86% of you got that one right, and that was in fact every single team who submitted their responses, so we have a social on our hands. Well done. Our next question in round number 2, we're talking about spelling. A Times Square advertisement accidentally featured the misspelling Mountain Cold Refreshment. In response to the error, this brand said they had a case of the Mondays and are renaming what beer Mondays Light for a limited time. Mountain Cold Refreshment, leading to the name Monday's Light. It's Coors Light that is, for the time being, called Monday's Light. Question number 9. Dord is an example of a ghost word that has popped up in many dictionaries. It originated as a typo in Merriam-Webster's dictionary, in which the writer meant to put D or D as possible abbreviations for what word in chemistry? Because of this typo, for many years, people believed that Dord was another way to say density is your correct answer. Density. And our final question in round number 2. Here it is. In the 2006 Fergie song, Fergalicious, what delicious word do the lyrics incorrectly spell out? That delicious sounding word. Don't know why they spell it wrong. Probably just because of the number of syllables. They spell T to the A to the STEY. Girl, you tasty. It's tasty. They add that E. 34% of you very familiar with that song, Fergalicious. Well played. And that does bring us to the halfway point of the quiz. Let's check in with our standings for our top teams. Currently, we have a tie in 8th place with 17 points between the Quizlamic State and Team 578, tied in 4th with 18 points. We Drink and We Know Things 12 and 17. The portliest Nando and Team 570 in 3rd right now with 19 points, the Mountaineer, and tied for the lead. Perfect scores, 20 for 20 thus far in the game. We Drink, We Know Things 69, and 2 for the drinks, 2 for the snacks. Our 3rd round coming at you right now. The topic for this 3rd category is easy as ABC. Here's what that means. In this round, all of the questions will be multiple choice, and the correct answer to the clue will begin with either the letter A, B, or C. For a point each, correctly choose whether the right answer begins with the letter A, B, or C. Here we go. Question 1. A 2002 movie starring Nicolas Cage, who plays Charlie Kaufman, a screenwriter who is writing a script based on the Susan Orlean book, The Orchid Thief. Does that start with an A, B, or C? That 2002 movie is called Adaptation. So A is your correct response for number 1. Question number 2. University located in Waltham, Massachusetts, named after a U.S. Supreme Court justice that served from 1916 to 1939. Does that answer start with an A, B, or C? Your correct answer for number 2 is B for Brandeis University. B is for Brandeis. That's good enough for me. Question 3. Stage name of the rapper born artist Leon Ivy Jr., who won a Grammy in 1996 for Best Rap Solo Performance and passed away in 2022. Your correct answer for number 3 is C, as in Coolio. C. Question number 4. A 2003 movie directed by Tim Burton that is an adaptation of a book by Daniel Wallace with the subtitle A Novel of Mythic Proportions. That Tim Burton movie, based on a novel of mythic proportions, is B for Big Fish. And would you believe featured in the movie Big Fish as the character Norther Winslow is none other than our theme for season 61. You have just been. Here it comes, I swear.
How do you do, fellow kids?
Buscemi, Steve Buscemi, gonna pop up in every single quiz we bring your way in season 61. As a reminder, our next game coming up 1 week from today. You can find us right here at quiz.nyctrivialeague.com on Wednesday, the 29th of January, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. See you then. We've got a few more questions and then a full picture round to go in tonight's game. On to our next question in this easy as ABC round. Question 5. A South American country whose president is Gabriel Boric, who became one of the youngest elected state leaders in the world in 2022 at the age of 36. Gabriel Boric, a young leader from Chile. C is your correct answer for number 5. Rosemary, excellent question. Is there a movie quiz tonight? I don't think so. I did notice early on in the game that Chris was playing, but maybe he's not here anymore. Chris, if you're out there, let us know when the movie quiz is coming back. We want to play with you. All right, our next question, number 6. Element on the periodic table that has the chemical symbol Sb. Sb, the chemical symbol for antimony. Antimony, A, your correct answer for number 6. Question number 7. Tony-winning musical composed by Stephen Sondheim that features the songs Everybody's Got the Right and The Ballad of Guiteau. Those are songs from the Sondheim musical Assassins. A, your answer for number 7. Question 8. French city that hosted the first Winter Olympics in 1924. The first Winter Olympics held in 1924 in the city of Chamonix, France. C is your correct answer for number 8. 66% of you got that one right. Something I like about this round, if you don't know, you still have a decent shot of getting it correct. Here's number 9. Shared title of a British comedy series starring Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who lives in a condemned hospital for cheap rent, and a US comedy series starring Pete Holmes as an aspiring stand up comedian. Good thing F wasn't an option, or I bet some people would have been like, well, I know Fleabag. Sorry, it's not Fleabag, but rather the shared title of both of those TV shows is Crashing. Crashing. And our final question in round number 3. English name of the Chinese company founded in 2012 that developed the popular apps TikTok and CapCut. As most teams knew, this company very much in the news this past week. It is ByteDance. ByteDance. Almost a social, not quite. That does bring us to the end of round number 3. Let's check in with our standings for our top teams as we head into our 4th and final category of the evening. Right now, tied in 9th place with 24 points, the Helsinki Syndrome, Why Not Zoidberg, the Teutonic Titwillows, Catman Don't in 8th place with 25, the Portliest Nando, tied in 6th with 27, the Quizlamic State and Team 570. 8, tied in 4th with 28 points. We Drink and We Know Things 12 and 17. In 3rd with 29 points, the Mountaineer, and tied for the lead, perfect scores 30 for 30. We Drink and We Know Things 69 and 2 for the drinks, 2 for the snacks. It all comes down to this moment right now, the picture round, which this evening is in the topic of fictional arthropods. In this category, we're going to see 10 images of arthropods in fiction, meaning insects, spiders, crustaceans, that sort of thing. And your job is to name the movie. Name the movie. Be as specific as you can when identifying the movie. On your answer sheet, you're going to see 10 images laid out all next to each other. Inside of each image is a number from 1 through 10. Underneath the 10 numbered images are 10 numbered blanks. Enter in the name of the movie on the corresponding numbered blank. You all have 5 minutes to work on this round. And then we're going to move on to our tiebreaker question to close out tonight's game. Let's do it, everybody. 5 minutes on the clock. Name these movies featuring fictional arthropods. We are halfway through the picture round. Make sure you enter in the name of the movie. Please be as specific as you can in your responses. And don't forget to click submit answers. About 2 minutes left on the clock. Friendly reminder, we're looking for the name of the movie. I do see some folks putting the names of the character. Don't do that, please. I want you to get the point. Name the movie. If you haven't done so already, please submit your responses. That 20-second countdown timer heading your way. I did ask you all to be specific in naming the movie, and that is because a couple of these are part of franchises that have more than one movie within them. For instance, this first one, that is Shelob, the character specifically featured in Lord of the Rings Return of the King. Image number 2, that is the newer version of Sebastian the Crab from The Little Mermaid. Image number 3, that is, in fact, Charlotte's of Charlotte's Web fame. And for the second time tonight, our theme has come up. He played Templeton in Charlotte's Web. You've just been
How do you do, fellow kids?
Buscemied yet again. It's happened. Oh, there he is. Down in the middle, we've got that little rat, Templeton. Our next image in this round, number 4, that beetle is from A Bug's Life. Image number 5, that's Auntie from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Image number 6, that's Barry. I think that's his name. It's from Bee Movie. Number 7, it is the cricket. I don't think he's called Jiminy in this particular version. It's Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. Image number 8, yes, it's a Harry Potter movie. Specifically, that is Aragog in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Image number 9, that is the little friend of Wally. And image number 10, it is Miss Spider in James and the Giant Peach. Let's see how you did in the picture round. The easiest one of the round was B movie, with 78% of you getting it correct. The toughest one, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, with just 34% of teams getting that one correct. That does bring us to our final question of the game, the tiebreaker question. As always, your tiebreaker is going to have a number as an answer, and your goal as you place your response to that tiebreaker is to guess as closely as you can to the correct number. So that means, yes, you can guess over or under. Whoever's closest is going to break the tie. Here is your question. In what year does the action of the Pixar movie WALL-E take place? If your team ended up as part of a tie and in the top 15 or so teams here this evening, we will calculate the results of the tiebreaker and post them over on our Instagram at NYC Trivia League. So keep an eye out to see what ended up happening with this tiebreaker question here tonight. The movie WALL-E, the action of the movie, is set in the year 2000. 2805 is when WALL-E takes place. Thank you all so much for being here tonight. A reminder, we'll be back 1 week from today, right here at quiz.nyctrivialeague.com at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Hope very much to see you all then. Let's see what happened with our final standings tonight by heading on over to the winners circle. Finishing up tonight's quiz in a tie for 15th place. Let's do it. 29 points. We've got Machete, Why Not Zoidberg, Chi-Chi's Forever. In a tie for 12th with 30, the Rubber Yolks, the Question Marks, and Team 578. Tied in 9th with 32, the Helsinki Syndrome, the Teutonic Tit Willows, and Catman Don't. In 8th with 33, the Portliest Nando. In 7th place with 34 points, the Quizlamic State. In 6th place with 35, Team 578. Tied in 4th with 37, We Drink and We Know Things 12, and We Drink and We Know Things 17. Tied in 2nd with 39 points, the Mountaineer, and We Drink and We Know Things 69. And our winner tonight with a perfect score, 40 for 40. Congratulations go to 2 for the drinks, 2 for the snacks. Thank you all again for being here. I've been Meredith from NYC Trivia League. Thank you so much to Peter and the rest of our writing team for helping to put together tonight's game. Thank you to Cullen for making all of this possible. And thank you to Murr and the rest of the Rizio team for creating the software that you all played the quiz on here tonight. It's been a joy hosting for you all. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Be well, stay safe out there, and we'll see you next week.